All right, guys, welcome back. Today, we're going to look at another algebraic way to solve a system. It's called the elimination method. It's one of my favorite methods. It's also called the combination or adding method. It doesn't really matter. It has many different names. But the goal is to add these equations together vertically to eliminate one of their variables. There is another algebraic method called substitution. There are videos like that on our channel you can look up if you're confused on that method, but this is the elimination method. So just for conversation's sake, let's add these two equations together currently. So this is kind of the process of the elimination method, is that we want to add the equations vertically by combining their like terms. The first thing you should probably do, though, this equation's already set up, is you want to line up your x's, your y's, and your constants together so that you can actually combine them vertically. So, okay, we have 1x plus 3x is 4x, 7y plus negative 5y is a positive 2y, and then 12 plus 10 is 22. Except we can't really do anything with that. It's actually pointless because the goal is to find the solution to a system, which means we need to find the value for x and the value for y. And to do that, we need to get rid of or eliminate one of the x's or the y's. So right now, in their current state, elimination method doesn't work. But we can manipulate equations using algebra to make it work. So this is what I think about. So if I'm looking at these equations again, I got to think, okay, I see this 3x here. What would I have to add here to 3x so that when you take that number plus 3x to give you 0? Because right now it's a 1x plus 3x, which is 4x. We know that this 1 needs to be a negative 3. So we need to make this x become a negative 3x. Because if it was a negative 3x plus 3x, it would cancel. But you can't just add a negative 3 because you want to. Okay, remember that. We got to use algebra to do that. So in order to make an x become a negative 3x, what do? Well, you multiply both sides by negative 3. That's legal algebra, so let's do that. So on the top equation, I'll multiply the left side by negative 3 and the right side by negative 3. As long as you do it to both sides, the equation must be balanced. We know that. That's algebra. So, okay, let's do it. So let's distribute. So a negative 3 times x would give us a negative 3x, which is what we want. Good. And then a negative 3 times a positive 7 would give us a negative 21y equals 12 times negative 3, which is negative 36. So again, on the left side, we used the distributive property. On the right side, we just multiplied. Great. Now let's bring over our bottom equation. 3x minus 5y equals 10. Awesome. Again, notice it's important. Please line up your variables, line up your x's, line up your y's, and your constants. Great. So now we are ready to eliminate. Okay, so let's add them together. So now I get a negative 3x plus a 3x gives us 0x. Awesome, that is exactly what we want. X is technically gone because 0 times x is gone. But we'll get rid of that in a second. Let's keep going. Negative 21 plus negative 5 is negative 26y equals negative 36 plus 10 is negative 26. Awesome, that's great. So now this guy's gone, see ya. And now let's solve this equation here. So divide by negative 26, divide by negative 26, and you get y equals 1. Sweet. Okay, feels like we're done, but again, we're not. Because we know the answer to a system is the point of intersection, if there is one. And y equals 1 is not a point of intersection. So we know we currently have half the answer. We know the y coordinate of intersection is 1. So how do we find x? Easy. We just plug in. So that means that we take y equals 1 and we plug it into the first equation or the second equation. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. I like to see which way would give me the least amount of work. And I think that would be plugging in the first equation. So I'm going to take my y equals 1 and I'm going to plug it in right there. So let's do that. So I have x plus 7, but instead of y, I'm putting in 1 because y equals 1. So I have x plus 7 times 1 equals 12. Subtract 7 times 1 is 7, so x plus 7 equals 12, minus 7 on both sides, and x equals 5. So our solution is 5, 1. Awesome. You're done.